It had been a long time since she'd worked in a cafe, producing vegetarian lasagna for 20, and she hoped she hadn't lost the skills. The rest of the saloon, described as such in the brochure, consisted of built-in sofas arranged around a huge wood-burning stove. Although it was a warm summer day, it was smouldering gently, giving off a pleasant aromatic smell as well as warmth. There were paintings on the walls, bulkheads, she mentally corrected herself, and plenty of woven woolen throws and cushion covers, all with a definitely Scottish feel, which added homely style and comfort. There were steps that obviously led down to the guest cabins below, and all in all, it gave the impression of being a sociable and cosy space. Although tempted to make herself comfortable beside the wood burner with a colour supplement, Emily felt she ought to explore the galley, which would be her place of work. After all, if the worst happened and the maternity unit at home was closed, or she had offended too many important people, it might have to be a job next year as well. Goodness knows what she'd do in the winter, when the puffer didn't operate. On the way to the galley, she allowed herself to be distracted by a painting. As most of them were, it was of the puffer, but in a different setting to the gentle, distant islands and hills where it now lay. In the picture, the mountains were nearer, majestic, almost overpowering. The puffer was gallantly underway, steam streaming from its funnel, obviously fighting against a stiff breeze. Emily was just struggling to read the title of the piece, which was in tiny writing underneath, hoping it would give a clue to the location, when there was a loud rustling noise. She jumped. "Hello?" There was no reply, just more rustling. Oh my God, Emily thought, rats. I'm alone on an old boat and there are rats. She had a fear of rats, people described as irrational. She didn't think it was irrational at all. They were vile, disease-ridden creatures who urinated as they ran. Rebecca had never said anything about rats. She'd have to spend the night on a rat-infested ship. Well, she couldn't. She'd have to decamp to the hotel. Movement caught her eye, sending another stab of panic through her. It was in the galley, and although she really didn't want to actually see the rat, she found her gaze drawn to the sound. There was a plastic carrier bag in the sink, and it was heaving. She screamed. Not loudly, but loud enough to make someone laugh. A girl appeared from where the galley turned a corner. She was younger than Emily, and very pretty, with a cloud of dark curls and a curvaceous figure, revealed by jeans and a tight sweater. This girl had obviously been keeping out of sight, waiting for Emily to be alarmed by whatever was making the noise. "The prawns," the girl said scathingly. "Langoustines. We bought them this morning. Don't say the new cook Rebecca brought in is frightened of shellfish." Emily, who was good at people, realised this girl was not happy to see her, and wondered why. Had she thought she could do the job, and resented Rebecca for bringing in a stranger? She feared she was going to have to work hard to get on with her. Well, she'd just have to do it. "Hi, I'm Emily. No, I'm usually fine with shellfish, but mostly they're not still alive when I deal with them." "Only the freshest is good enough for us." The girl spoke possessively, obviously proud of the puffer's high standards of produce. "And what's your name?" "Billy," she said. Emily nodded. "I've come to help Rebecca out, as she's quite near to term." Billy frowned slightly, and Emily realised she'd used a rather medical expression. But she didn't patronise Billy by explaining. She'd work it out. "Rebecca didn't need to get anyone else in. I could have managed. I've got loads of energy. I'm not pregnant." Or she could have got someone else to be galley slave. Emily winced inwardly at the expression, but suspected it was what they called the cook's assistant on the puffer. She didn't need to worry about it being politically correct or not. "Well, maybe we can work together. Sort of a job share, so both do both jobs." This seemed to soften the expression of resentment on Billy's face. "That might work. Only, of course, you won't know how to help out on deck like I do." "Is that part of the galley slave's job?" "There is a deckhand, Drew, but when we're doing a difficult manoeuvre..."